watching TAG TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 17th of December. India announces $1.4 billion financial aid to Maldives. Kabul expects Pakistan's practical steps on peace, says Afghan Foreign Ministry. And Wickremesinghe returns as Sri Lankan Prime Minister as crisis nears end. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Monday that India will give financial assistance of $1.4 billion to Maldives for social development programs. He made the announcement after talks with Maldives' new President Mohammad Ibrahim Solih in New Delhi to boost bilateral ties between the two countries.
Maldives' new President Mohammad Ibrahim Solih on Monday met Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi to boost bilateral ties between the two countries. During delegation-level talks, both the sides agreed to strengthen maritime security in the Indian Ocean region through coordinated patrol and aerial surveillance. They also agreed to further strengthen cooperation in the areas of trade, health and defence. Prime Minister Modi said India will provide a financial assistance of $1.4 billion to the Maldives in the form of budgetary support, currency swap and concessional lines of credit to fulfill the socio-economic development programs in the country.
मुझे खुशी है कि इस प्रतिबद्धता की प्रत्यक्ष अभिव्यक्ति के तौर पर मालदीव के सामाजिक आर्थिक विकास के लिए बजट सपोर्ट, करेंसी स्वैप और रियायती लाइन्स ऑफ क्रेडिट के रूप में 1.4 बिलियन अमेरिकी डॉलर की आर्थिक सहायता भारत मालदीव को प्रदान करेगा.
Earlier in the day, Solih met his Indian counterpart Ramnath Kovind at the Presidential Palace in New Delhi and was also accorded a ceremonial guard of honour. The Maldivian president arrived in India on Sunday on his first state visit to India since he took office in November.
And in news from Pakistan, former Pakistani diplomat Hussain Haqqani on Sunday said that terrorism and international isolation are the real threats to Pakistan, which Islamabad refuses to recognize. While addressing a conference in Washington, Haqqani said Pakistan is only a democracy in name, where free press, independent judiciary and free parliament do not exist.
Former Pakistan ambassador to the United States, Hussain Haqqani, on Sunday said that terrorism and international isolation are the real threats to Pakistan. However, the country's authorities refuse to recognize them. While addressing a deliberative conference titled Pakistan After the Elections in Washington, Haqqani said that the best way to have a positive image is to build a positive reality in Pakistan, one that is free of the taint of terrorism and external dependence. He said that dissent is not a real threat to Pakistan and highlighted that the authorities in Islamabad are failing to recognize their reality.
Pakistan is only a democracy in name, not in reality. The real institutions of democracy, which is a free press, independently functioning political parties, genuine alternation of government, the ability of parliament to control the military and intelligence services, an independent judiciary that does not take dictation from secret service agents, those realities do not exist in Pakistan.
Activists have long blamed that Pakistani army and intelligence agencies use brute force against individuals who raise their voices against the establishment. They blame the media is also under clear instruction not to give coverage to any of dissenting voices which are protesting against the high-handedness of state machinery in any part of the country.
In news from Afghanistan, Afghan Foreign Ministry has said it expects practical steps from Pakistan towards the peace process in Afghanistan. The remarks by the ministry came a day after China, Afghanistan and Pakistan held a trilateral meeting in Kabul.
Afghanistan's foreign ministry on Sunday said it expects Pakistan to take practical steps towards the peace process in Afghanistan. The ministry's spokesperson Sibghat Ahmadi said Islamabad's cooperation in the peace process in Afghanistan is crucial. The statement came after China, Afghanistan and Pakistan reached consensus on trilateral cooperation during a meeting of their foreign ministers on Saturday. Afghan and US officials have often called on Pakistan to convince the Taliban to attend the peace table. Earlier this month, US President Donald Trump had also personally written to Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan, seeking support in moving peace talks forward.
More news from Afghanistan. Officials from different Afghan ministries on Sunday raised concerns on the increasing number of drug addicts in Afghanistan. The ministries, including Public Health, Interior and the United Nations Office, held the discussion during an annual coordination meeting on drugs in the country.
Officials from Afghan Ministries of Public Health, Interior, Counter-Narcotics and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime on Sunday held an annual coordination meeting on drugs in the country. Officials at the event said the number of drug addicts in the country is increasing, while efforts are ongoing for fighting drugs and treatment of addicts. They added that annually they treat over 40,000 drug addicts and that their rehabilitation centres have never remained empty due to a high number of drug addicts.
مکاتب هستن اونا با تابلت کار رو آوردن که یک معضله جدی هستن برای خصوصا برای کشور افغانستان و خصوصا برای جوانای افغانستان.
According to the officials, mafia groups outside and inside the country are behind drug dealing and smuggling. The Ministry of Public Health also highlighted they have 107 drug rehabilitation centres in 32 provinces, which have the capacity to treat around 40,000 addicts annually.
Moving on to news from Sri Lanka, Ranil Wickremesinghe on Sunday took oath as the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, nearly 2 months after his sudden ouster that had steeped the country into a deep political crisis. The reinstatement came as a setback for President Maithripala Sirisena, who had replaced Wickremesinghe with former President Mahinda Rajapaksa following differences over policy matters and other issues.
Ranil Wickremesinghe was sworn in as Sri Lanka's Prime Minister on Sunday, making a remarkable comeback weeks after being ousted under controversial circumstances. Wickremesinghe's reinstatement came as a setback for President Maithripala Sirisena, who had surprisingly sacked him in October, sparking a political crisis in the country. Wickremesinghe told his supporters at his official residence that he would ensure a better economic situation, better standard of living for Sri Lankans after first working to normalize the country.
අපි කැප වෙන්නේ පළමුවෙන්ම රටේ සාමාන්‍ය තත්ත්වයක් ඇති කළා ඒ සාමාන්‍ය තත්ත්වය ඇති කළා රටේ සංවර්ධනය යලිත් ලබා දෙන්න.
President Sirisena had replaced Wickremesinghe with former President Mahinda Rajapaksa in late October, following differences over policy matters and other issues. However, Rajapaksa failed to win a parliamentary majority and resigned on Saturday as a government shutdown loomed.
A 48-day-long rejuvenation camp has been organized in India's southern Coimbatore city, wherein more than 28 temple elephants are being kept in most favorable conditions to improve their physical and mental health.
A rejuvenation camp has been organized in Coimbatore city of India's southern Tamil Nadu province, wherein more than 28 temple elephants are being provided with healthcare facilities to improve their physical and mental health. During the 48-day-long camp, the elephants are kept in most favorable conditions, besides giving them bath and feeding them with herbs and fruits. Regular health checkups are also conducted to reduce their stress levels. The camp offers a comfortable atmosphere to the jumbos, after which they usually gain weight and their happiness level goes up. The provincial government reportedly spends over $139,000 for the annual rejuvenation camp.
Conducted 48 days to be conducted till January end, and usually all the temple elephants come here. They have it's like a rejuvenation camp, a health camp, where they come and stay, and then they are fed herbs, they are fed proper food, and then they enjoy the natural surroundings, and they regain a lot of their health, and they feel very happy here.
Elephants are deeply revered in India, where the elephant-headed god Ganesha is worshipped before starting any auspicious work. India has more than 50% of Asiatic elephants, but their population has been dwindling due to frequent poaching for ivory.
An evening special toy train was introduced in India's eastern Siliguri junction on Sunday to attract tourists towards the eastern Himalayas. The toy train would cover a distance of nearly 11 miles, passing through tea plantations, long rocky sketches and hilly forest and deep moats.
The wheels of an evening special toy train started rolling on the narrow gauge amidst the breathtaking Himalayan hills in India's eastern Siliguri junction on Sunday. The toy train, being run by Darjeeling Himalayan Railway or DHR, would cover a distance of nearly 11 miles between Siliguri and Rongtong station, every day passing through tea plantations, long rocky stretches, hilly forest and deep moats. The small trains running on narrow gauge tracks also offer an experience of the bygone era, making them favourite among the tourists.
Any innovative services that starts actually promotes DHR and makes it more popular. So this kind of services will actually make DHR popular, and the tourists will come into this region, will actually enjoy the beauty of travelling in the evening and the night. So DHR at night will actually be a very, very unique product.
शाम का जो आनंद है दिन में चलता था, सुबह में चलता था उसका, लेकिन शाम के टाइम में एक अलग सा आनंद आता है चलने में, बहुत ही बढ़िया लगा.
The new toy train would be an addition to the already famous toy train running in the Himalayas from India's eastern New Jalpaiguri to the scenic hill station of Darjeeling. The toy train is still a prime attraction for the tourists from across the world, almost 140 years after it was opened for public.
A night carnival was recently organized in India's northeastern Dimapur city to provide a platform to the local Naga entrepreneurs to display their products before the local and international visitors. Musical performances, fashion shows and Naga cuisines were the main attractions of the carnival.
With an objective of promoting India's northeastern Nagaland province as a popular tourism destination across the country, a 5-day-long night carnival was organized in his Dimapur city. Musical performances by local artists, fashion shows, local handicraft, bumper draws and authentic Naga cuisines were the main attractions of the carnival this year. The 6th edition of the carnival, themed on Go Green Plastic Free Zone, was held to give a message of preserving flora and fauna as well as maintaining the ecological balance of Nagaland.
लगा यहाँ के एंजॉय किया हम लोग ने, बहुत अच्छा है. दीमापुर का ये बहुत अच्छा लगा और भी बहुत शानदार है, और भी आज भी हुआ, कल भी हो रहा है, हमेशा आ रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा लगा. मस्ती है, बहुत अच्छा है, खाना चीज़ सब खिलौना गेम्स वगैरह बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा लगा.
The carnival is organized every year to provide a platform to local entrepreneurs to display their products before the national and international visitors. More than 250 stalls were put up by young entrepreneurs in the carnival who appreciated the efforts of the administration.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India announces $1.4 billion financial aid to Maldives. Kabul expects Pakistan's practical steps on peace, says Afghan Foreign Ministry. And Wickremesinghe returns as Sri Lankan Prime Minister as crisis nears end. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.